In a Fabric consortium, technology is only half the challenge. The network also needs clear rules for decisions, responsibilities, disputes, and change. Here we'll connect business, technical, legal, and operational governance into one sustainable operating model. You've built the technical foundation: Fabric architecture, smart contracts, integration, deployment, security, and operations. Now we shift to consortium governance: how multiple organizations share control, make decisions, enforce accountability, manage risk, and keep a production network compliant and trustworthy. Fabric can engineer trust, but consortium trust also has to be negotiated. Without clear governance, questions about identity, access, changes, and incidents can quickly become disputes, operational confusion, and eventually network failure. Governance is not one size fits all. A founder-led network can move quickly, but may feel too centralized. A federated model spreads authority across major members, improving legitimacy while slowing some decisions. A neutral administrator can reduce competitive tension by operating the consortium independently. In regulated industries, public authorities may also need observer or audit rights. The goal is fit: match the model to trust levels, market structure, and risk, or the network can drift into control battles or gridlock. A Fabric consortium works best when every organization knows which role it is playing. Founding members set the initial vision, policies, operating model, and commercial rules. Network operators keep the infrastructure healthy, including peers, ordering services, certificate authorities, monitoring, and backups. Participants use the network, manage identities, and follow agreed policies. Auditors, regulators, service providers, or neutral administrators may add oversight and coordination. Document these roles early, because ambiguity becomes expensive during onboarding, upgrades, and incidents. Effective consortium governance separates decision rights by expertise. The steering committee owns strategy, membership, funding, and major policies. Technical committees govern architecture, chain code changes, channels, and security controls. Operations teams handle service levels, incidents, monitoring, and production maintenance. A RICE model then removes ambiguity by defining who does the work, who is accountable for the outcome, who must be consulted, and who only needs to be informed. Decision rights answer a practical question: who is allowed to change what, and under which approval rules? In Fabric, that extends well beyond code. Network decisions cover identity, ordering, MSPs, certificate authorities, and shared infrastructure. Channel decisions control membership, configuration, and private data rules. Smart contract decisions govern approvals, endorsement policies, upgrades, and retirement. Operational decisions cover incidents, maintenance, recovery, and emergency access. The priority is to match authority to risk, especially when a change affects multiple organizations. Fabric configuration is not routine administration. It can change who is trusted, who can transact, and who can see data. Network changes, such as ordering nodes, MSPs, certificate authorities, or organizations, need shared approval because they affect everyone. New channels need a clear purpose, participant scope, data classification, and owner. Membership changes also require caution because access may expose history. A strong process moves from proposal to review, approval, implementation, validation, and audit. Chain code governance is change governance. A proposal should move through design, code review, security review, legal and privacy review, organizational approval, deployment, and monitoring. At each checkpoint, ask what the change alters: business logic, endorsement power, or private data access. Endorsement policy updates can redistribute control among members. Private data changes can create confidentiality and retention obligations. Good upgrade procedures define compatibility, communication, and rollback before anything is committed. Participant lifecycle governance is where business approval meets technical control. Before joining, an organization should pass legal, compliance, security, and readiness checks. Then the network team creates the MSP, issues certificates, deploys nodes, grants channel access, and updates policies where needed. During participation, clear rules define suspension triggers, such as non-payment, compromise, policy violations, or regulatory action. At exit, the consortium must revoke credentials, remove access and nodes, preserve audit history, and settle contractual duties. Incidents in a consortium rarely stay inside one organization. A stolen credential, bad smart contract, outage, data leak, or fraud signal can affect shared trust immediately. That is why emergency rights must be predefined. Who can pause activity, isolate a node, revoke access, patch, or escalate to governance and regulators. Strong response also includes clear communications, evidence preservation, root cause review, and policy updates, so the network recovers without turning an incident into a governance crisis. Operating agreements are where consortium governance becomes real. They define who can join, how decisions are made, what each member must do, and how the network may be used. They also turn operational expectations into commitments, including uptime, support, maintenance, backup, and recovery. Just as important, they connect legal language to Fabric design choices: channels, private data, identities, and audit logs. If the agreement ignores the technology, enforcement becomes ambiguous. If the technology ignores the agreement, compliance breaks down. Even when the technology works, a consortium can fail if the operating rules are vague. Cost sharing should feel fair and be simple enough to administer. Liability should make clear who absorbs losses from outages, bad data, breaches, negligence, or faulty smart contract behavior. Disputes need a staged path, from operational escalation to executives, then mediation or arbitration. Termination must also define how a member exits without leaving data, certificates, infrastructure, or obligations unresolved. Most consortium problems are governance problems wearing a technology costume. Watch for 4 warning signs. If ownership is unclear, decisions stall, and disputes escalate. If decentralization is only cosmetic, trust erodes quickly. If approvals are informal, changes become risky and hard to audit. And if legal agreements say one thing while Fabric policies enforce another, the network becomes fragile. The fix is explicit accountability, transparent control, reviewed change processes, and alignment between business rules and technical configuration. The core message is simple. Fabric governance turns shared infrastructure into a trusted business network. Define participants, decisions, operations, audits, and dispute paths first. Then make MSPs, channels, policies, data controls, and lifecycle approvals enforce those choices. Next, we'll apply this thinking to identity and participant lifecycle.